Hello. So what's up, guys? I figured it's a cool night. Got the door open. Got all the fancy lights on. I figured cool night to go through my guitars. I got quite a few of them, so I should show you, I guess. So just tell you where I got them, when I got them, how I got them, where I got them from, whatever. I'm not going to really go over specs or anything, maybe minor stuff, but it's just I'm not going to get into the specs. If you want to know specs, I'll tell you where to go. But yeah, it's more of just the story of how I got them and where I got them and what it means to me and all that, rather than like a review of the specs. So that's what I'm trying to say. So we're going to start with my Solars. They're my two most recent purchase guitars. I have three recent purchases. It's getting out of hand. But yeah, we'll go over my Solars. We're going to start with my Lemon Neon first. Sorry, I'm walking out of frame, but so this is my Solar A26LN for Lemon Neon. I have named this Lemon Drop. This is made by Solar Guitars. They are from Spain, but they are owned and designed by Ola Englund. You guys know him from YouTube or The Haunted, etc., etc., etc. But yeah, this is one of my three most recent purchases, and I love this thing. Never had a 5-way switch, so that's new. So you can split it all different types of ways, which is awesome. Just one volume, one tone. It's got Solar 18:1 ratios, so it's awesome. Plays well, good action. Didn't really have to be set up too much. It came perfect out of like the box basically. Intonation was good, action was good. I adjusted it a little bit, and it was right on. I put this on there just to prevent string buzz because I do recording with it, because this thing sounds awesome recording. So definitely a great recording guitar. Ola, you did really well, my friend. So this is one of the two Solars. I'll get the next one. So this is my Solar GC2 6C. It's got the kind of blacked out logo in there, you can see it. But it is what you would most people know as like a Les Paul shape. I think they call it like a G shape or whatever, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, you say Les Paul body and everyone knows, oh, I like Epiphone Gibson. Yeah, exactly, but it's not. It's just shaped that way. But what's different and why I like this one, I never really liked that style, but what caught my eye about this one is I really love the headstock. So Ola really kind of runs the same headstock on every guitar, which is cool because it's like his signature, and I think that's an awesome thing to do rather than having to change it up all the time. I think like the headstocks will be different sizes and stuff, but it's the same overall shape. So I thought that was really cool. When have you seen like a that shaped guitar with that style headstock? So you really haven't really seen that too much. So that's another pretty much reason why it caught my eye. And I was like, you know what? I never really had that shaped guitar. I'm going to go ahead and get it. So I grabbed it. It was a B stock, which has some kind of visual blemish or whatever. I haven't found it. And I've cleaned this thing spotless and like with my buddy, and we're like, where is this thing? We still cannot find the the imperfection. So if you're interested, go on, buy a brand new guitar, but if you're ever interested, go check out the B stock on solarguitars.com. So definitely worth it. I bought this from B stock, and my buddy got a B stock too, and he can't even find an imperfection on his either. So like, you're really getting a brand new guitar. It's not a B stock in my opinion. So but this thing's awesome. I love it. Sounds really nice and bright. Not as heavy in the low end as like say the Lemon Neon that I just showed you, but it's like kind of like an overall good low end, good mid, good high, clean, bright, clear sound, to where that's, if you want to get heavy, you use the other one. If you want to write like a good distorted riff, like heavy riff, but not like chug-a-lugga, you use this guy. So that's this. I love this thing. Sounds great. I think my buddy Billy loves it more than I do, but he got the same one, but his is white and it's flat top. It doesn't have the arch top, so he's kind of upset. So he plays it more than I do. So that's that one. Next up is my... Oh, by the way, I got that black Solar about 3 weeks after the Lemon Neon. So this is my LTD ESP. I put the ESP on there. It's way cooler. This was a Alexi 200. You guys know him from like Children of Bodom or whatever, I think. Is it Children of Bodom or Arch Enemy? I don't know. I should brush up on this shit, but it's been a while. Anyway, it was a signature model, whatever, cool. I don't really like V's that much. My buddy gave me a really good deal. I couldn't turn it down. Pretty much what I got it for, the EMG's worth. So that's how I looked at it, and I was like, it's mine. Thank you very much, Mike, for doing that, because that was awesome. But I love this thing. I give it a good paint job. I think it's awesome. Give me, my signature back there. But yeah, this was like a Seaside Blue. I named this guitar Blue Lagoon. So I mean, look at it. That's a Blue Lagoon. If anything's gonna have that name, it's this. So I did the pinstriping. It's just regular automotive pinstriping, whatever. It's not cleared over or anything, but it still looks awesome. So regular. Dude, like, this guitar sounds awesome. And the reason I like this thing is because it's just straight up volume. I've done experiments where you've, like, split off the pickup to a switch, tone knob, blah, 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 blah. You get a lot of noise. Like, when it's just going directly pickup to knob, it's awesome. It's like pickup, knob, input, boom. Direct. And it is awesome. I feel like you get so much gain. And this thing, when I play this, it's not active. It almost has the characteristics of an active pickup because it has that much gain. And that's what's really weird about it. It's almost like, it's really weird, honestly. I was not expecting it. I actually have to turn on my, I have a Bosch GT10 over there, and I actually have to turn my gain. I usually run it between 100, 105, 110. It depends on the guitar. I'll change it. But for this thing, I got to go down to like 76, 70, 74-ish. And it's just like, percent, it's like, I'm talking about percentage of like distortion or gain. And, yeah, this thing just screams and I love it. Give it a good setup, and someone did the old, before I got it, someone did the old penny trick. They flattened out a side of a penny, put the penny in there, so now the trem, the Floyd Rose, locked in place. It can't go down, but it can bend forward. But I don't really use a trem anyway, so I'm not that, I can do solos, but I'm not shredding, I'm not sounding like, like a putty from the Power Ranger show. Like, that's not me, I'm not doing that. I can play, but... And I saw something anyway. I'd rather be able to play nice, tight, clean rhythm than sit there and shred. To me, I admire a nice, good tone with nice, clean, tight playing, clean rhythm. You got my attention way more than some dude that can just sit there and... No. Because you could be like... Like, I've seen dudes, like, when I work at the Chance in the Loft, you guys know I've done that. I've seen guys that come in there, it's like... treble, 10, mids, 0, bass, 0. And they're like super good, but their tone is absolutely horrible. And it's like, and then they're like, that's like the same guy that's like, it's like, I'm not getting anything. Like, did you plug it in, sir? Oh yeah, I gotta do, yeah, you gotta plug it in. Yeah, that type of guy. So. Back on subject here. Here it is. And I've had this for about 1.5 years. Blue Lagoon, ladies and gentlemen. Saw inlays. I don't know, maybe it's like a pirate ship. I don't know. Or pine trees. Maybe we'll call them pine trees. I don't know. Saw bleeds. But not really my thing because, like, to play comfortably, you're always in shred mode unless you're standing up. So it's like, you can, like, be playing a clean riff and it's like shred mode no matter what. So, shred mode guitar. So next is the Holy Grail, my pride and joy. This is my baby. So this is my LTD ESP H250. I've had it for about 13, 14 years. My parents got it for me for Christmas. I saw it at Let's Jam and on 55, and man, there was this and a blue one, same exact guitar, just two different colors, and I really liked the red one, so I wanted it. And what they did, they messed with me. They made Larry put it in a Squire box. So I wake up Christmas morning and open the guitar, and I'm like opening a Squire. Where like I already had like my starter guitar. This was like my real first guitar. Like, you know, it was like 500, 600 bucks or whatever. My first real guitar. So anyway, like they put it in the Squire box, and I got super sad. And then I opened it, and it was this, and I was so happy. I did cry because I was definitely emotional. Because this thing was awesome. I loved it so much. I remember I saw it, and I just loved it. I mean, how could you not? The only thing that would be cooler is if this was reverse headstock. Which now they have like, what the heck's her name? There's a female signature guitarist. She has some sick guitars where it's kind of like the same headstock, but it's reverse. I feel like I have the door open, and I'm kind of like in my backyard in my band room, which is like a cottage. Like a fully finished cottage. And I have the door open, I feel like something's just gonna, like Tiger King's just gonna come get me or then like take me out or something. I keep hearing crap out there. But there's like pterodactyls flying around behind me and stuff. So yeah, I've had this thing forever. This is my like go-to guitar. No matter what you do, I've thrown this into an amp. You're not gonna see the crack there. But I've cracked it, I've thrown it, I've dropped it. And this thing sounds great. It's my go-to guitar. I usually record with it. Before I got the Solars, it's like, and even now, like I'll still go to this to record some stuff. Right now, this is in A, but I'll go to this just because the EMG, it's just like to get that extra little bit of clarity. If you're trying to record something you want to sound a little tighter, a little more clarity, I'll use this just because of the EMG rather than like the Duncan Solars. They're like just like grindy, like straight up gainy, which is like sick and heavy, but like, you know what I mean, if you want something nice and tight, which those are nice and tight, but it's not going to give you the clarity of an EMG, which is like a good thing. Like, it's not a bad thing that those sound like that. It's two different sounds. It's preference, but I like both sounds, so it's like depends on the song you're writing. So this is that thing. It's just a red like a candy red. I'll never get rid of it, and I promise them I'll never paint it. So this next one's kind of like the black sheep, I guess you could say. This one was in pieces for a long time. We kind of just threw it together to finish it and it not be hanging on the wall unfinished. It's just a regular Jackson. I think it's like a DKNY. I call them Dinky. It's just a regular flat top. I believe this was, I don't know. This is probably, the serial number don't really tell me anything, honestly. I don't think. This had EMGs in it, but they were taken out years ago. This thing's probably about 10 years, 11 years old. So we had it from when we were in the band, when I was in the Rise Within and Fallen. So my two bands back in the day. But I always keep the Floyd Rose open back. You just get so much more saturation and gain. So, and I run a heavy noise suppression, so it's really nice. It helps out. But I think it's sick. You know, actually this neck we were going to use on a different guitar, on like a Kerry King V, and we were going to actually take the Kerry King V body and put a Jackson neck on it. And I had painted it and got it prepped and painted it and primed it for that guitar, and we ended up changing our mind. So we put it back on this. So, you know, I pinstriped it with the white, and then I put I painted the pick guard casings, and I think it looks cool. I want to do like a white pinstripe on it, but I think it kind of looks like cool just with the only other thing being white, being the pickup shells. So regular. Nothing special. I think these things were like $400 back in the day. But Sounds great, good action. Honestly, this thing stays in tune for months, like for a year. You can let it sit in there and it'll stay in tune. Always good action. So one thing I always notice about this guitar, always good action. You never really had to mess with it. Just an all-around good player, good playing guitar. So definitely, definitely something cool. And I'll keep it, whatever. Good to have. So next, you're not ready for this. This is my latest project that I built. So, let's get started here. This is an older model. Look at my loose input and all that. An older model Jackson 7-string. It used to be black when we got it. I painted this thing like 20 different colors back in the day, man. Oh my god, I was such a dummy. And it got to the point there was so much paint on it, it was just disgusting. And like if you painted it, it just bubbled off. So we stripped it as best we can. I ended up selling or trading this guitar to my buddy Matt Cooper, who then had the great, wonderful Scott Kopek paint this like Alpine white. And it was professional, beautiful, kept the neck regular, you know, I think it was like roasted maple or whatever. And it was awesome. It looked great. But this thing got tossed around like a you know what. Tossed around like a you know what. Tossed around. She was a, you know what do they have in the garden section? A hoe. You know, like a garden tool, the hoe? Yeah, she was one of them. So this thing's been like 5 different people. But I finally got it back. Sat in pieces. I put it together. The white was all scratched up because I was going to paint it, so I like started sanding it. I think I like plasti tipped it. This thing was messed up, man. Then sat in pieces. Then I put it together just to have a 7-string, and it was super, super like not right. Everything was off. Like the action was horrible. It was like, what's the matter, little Johnny? You can't play with 5-inch action? Yeah, that's what it was like. So, what I did was I stripped it completely, stripped the body completely of all paint, all coating, anything. The neck, where the neck cavity goes in, I completely stripped that down the bare wood, leveled it perfect, everything good. We didn't have to do any shimming. It turns out the action's straight, the neck adjustment's beautiful, everything's great. I put this guitar together properly the first time instead of like having to go back. But like my idea was to do a vintage looking Jackson 7-string Strat. So I made this pickguard. I went and got plexiglass and I traced it. I made a template out of paper. Traced this. Went and got the plexiglass. This was try number 3. It took a couple tries just because it was hard. It wasn't easy. I went through 3 different materials, and this was the only one that didn't like snap and break with the saw. This was really nice stuff. I think it was like Lexan or something. I forget. Not Lexan. Something. But anyway, it's nice and it's probably like I don't even know. It's really nice and thin. Not too bad. Probably about the equivalent of like a 3-ply pickguard, whatever. And what I did was I painted it black underneath it. So it being clear, the black showed through underneath, and it's a perfect gloss finish. It literally looks like it's a black pickguard from the store because it's a perfect gloss finish, and you can't scratch it off because it paints underneath the clear glass. But this thing came out good. I was super proud. I plugged it in, and I literally like didn't even turn the volume up, and I chugged, and it was like, oh my god, it sounds so good. And I don't know why. I wasn't expecting it to sound that good, but this thing sounds killer, man. It sounds super good. One day I'm going to make a video of it, and you'll have to hear it because it sounds good, or I'll do like a live broadcast. This thing sounds mean, man. I put it in G, and it still sounds mean. And I've seen like, don't get me wrong, I've seen 6-string Jackson vintage Strats looking, but I've never, Misha uses one from Periphery, but I've never really seen a Jackson 7-string vintage Strat, let alone like a bare wood stained. I did a stain and a satin, clear on it, and with a pick guard, custom pick guard. So this thing's pretty cool. I did a little string bridge just to prevent some, buzzing. And they're usually straight right here. I wanted to do a crooked. I thought it was kind of cool having it offset. So this is definitely one of my favorites. One of my best projects. I'm super proud of this one. And I definitely love it. So definitely look forward to doing some videos with this. And then I'm going to show you my last guitar. This is my newest one. And when I mean new, I mean yesterday. So I've always wanted one. I don't care about the brand. If you're going to be one of them people that heart me over the brand, then you don't have to watch this video. I don't care. I've always wanted a Telecaster. So, I bought me a Telecaster. It's a Squier. People don't know, a Squier's made by Fender. Yeah, whatever. It's like a lower level Fender, different woods, cheaper wood. But sometimes I like the sound of cheaper wood. Cheaper wood isn't always a bad thing. People think cheaper wood, it's a cheap guitar. No, it depends. If it's a cheaper wood, yeah, maybe. But I've played Amazon guitars that were $120 that played beautiful after a nice setup, and it's like amazing. So it's like, don't give me that crap about this cheaper wood stuff being bad. No. And like I said, I don't even know all the the stats and specs and everything. Go on the website if you want to read that. That's not why I'm here. So anyway, that was like a rant, sorry. I got my freaking telly. And I always wanted a dual humbucker telly. HH, baby. A lot of people, oh, you're going to telly with a humbucker. That's stupid. What's the point? I like the telly shape. Now let me say, I hated the telly shape when I was like, first started playing, probably 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. And then with age, 31 now. So with age came this bad boy. My first old man guitar. But yeah, I like the telly shape, and I am a humbucker person. I'm definitely throwing some Fishman or EMGs in this. I'm probably going to leave, I don't know. I love the neck pickup. It sounds beautiful. And then the bridge pickup sounds beautiful too. But it just doesn't have that clarity that I'm used to. And like when I do like a lot of single picking notes, like muted single picking notes, it's easy to get lost. The sound gets lost because it just, these pickups aren't picking up more than one string at once, really, kind of. So the easy way to put it is just not like an EMG where you get that clarity out of no matter what string you're hitting at what time altogether, it doesn't matter. But I love this thing. Let me tell you, the neck's my favorite neck out of all my guitars that I have. It's definitely my new favorite guitar. You know, we all have that favorite guitar for a little while. You know, the Jackson that I built was my favorite guitar last week. Now I bought this. This is my favorite guitar. I had the Solars, they were my favorite guitars, but they're all my favorite guitars. I love them all. They all have their own story. They're all different tunings. So it's like I put each one in different tunings. That way I'm forced to play them all. If you put them in all the same tuning, then you're going to usually probably just stick with one guitar. You put them in all in different tunings, when you're writing different songs in different tunings, that gives you the chance to play every guitar. So that was my point. So this one I think we got C. I have a lot of C guitars, so I should take back that statement. But I have C, I have a D, a C, and when I mean dropped, like D, dropped. You know what I mean? Drop D, drop C. You know what I mean? So I think I have 4 guitars that are in C, so I put 11 gauge strings on this, and she sounds so good and clean when you do like that nice bluesy stuff. Flip on the neck pickup, turn the tone knob a little bit. Man, she's freaking pretty. And I'm not a blues guy, but like I can definitely come up with some nice bluesy riffs just from experience, and like kind of opened up my eyes to a whole new like how I really enjoy playing this stuff, and like I really enjoy the sound that this guitar makes and how it feels. And I think it came with age, but it's just enjoyable. I love the fact that I have a Telecaster now, and what you can't see, I can kind of see it's dirty now, but it does have a metal flake in there, so it's not just black, it's black with a metal flake. I'm probably going to get a black pickguard and better pickups, like I said. Maybe the tuners are great, they stay in tune beautiful. This neck is beautiful. I had to do a setup on it when I got it. And it's not like this was even a cheap Squier. This was $339 plus tax, I believe. So go pick one up, because if you want a Telecaster and you don't want to spend the money, buy one of these, because let me tell you, you will not be disappointed. So that's all the guitars. Basses I'll make quick. I do have 3 basses. Basses are going to be quick. I'll do. This is like, I don't even know the name brand of this one. It's some cheap thing that I painted years ago, but I painted it for my bassist Joey Magurno that was in the Rise Within and Fallen with me. And this was red, but I painted it, painted a pickguard. I was a big David DeRosio fan from Simple Plan back in the day, and I loved his white and black basses. It always caught my eye, so that was like the point. So, and it's like, Joey put so much wear on this, which is awesome, and I love it. And like, I will not paint this thing because I love the fact that it's beat the crap out of, and it needs to be painted, and it's worn out. But that like just shows me Joey's hard work and labor that he put in playing with this thing. So it will never get painted, and it sounds good too. Just because it's a cheap bass, it's like a $200 bass. It sounds freaking beautiful. I don't know. It's not a silver tone because that's not a silver tone headstock. But I'm not sure. I think it's like a Cayman or something. Maybe a Cayman. I'm not sure. This I got from my other buddy. This is a Brownsville, and they're out of Bronx, New York. And let me tell you, this thing is sick. Active pickups, wood casing pickups. Like how cool is that? I think, yeah. You got piggyback knobs. This thing you can tune and dial it in. I've got it in to sound some nasty tones with like a good bass simulator. Freaking incredible. And like I said, active pickups. Yeah, it's so yeah, Brownsville, and like I said, they're Brownsville, New York, and I believe if you look them up, they are from the Brooklyn, I think, or Bronx. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I've had this thing for a few years, probably about 5-6 years now. My buddy got it from someone, and he doesn't play, so he knew I would cherish it and take care of it because he knows how I am. So he said, you know what, you keep it here. I said, I will. But this thing's gorgeous, man. And it's not all that cheap. Like, it was a few $100 for sure. And let me tell you, for a few $100, you're getting a heck of a bass. Because this thing's cool. They're not only like the color, the flame top, maple top, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure exactly what it is. But, killer sounding bass, and it kind of reminds me of like how Gene Simmons' necks were. Gene Simmons' necks are really skinny, it looks like, all the time. I could be wrong, but that's just how it always appeared. And this thing's got a super skinny neck, man. I feel like something's gonna come in that door, and I'm just gonna be like, Yakaba! Some like karate crap, but whatever, it happens. So one more bass real quick, and then we're gonna get this over with because it's getting late. And I'm getting tie. So this is the Ibanez. This one is being held here, hostage by someone. Huh. Funny. Anyway, yeah, so I was kind of holding this here. This is my studio bass that I use. It's an Ibanez Geo Sound Gear. Yeah, whatever. 5-string, active pickups, sounds killer. Like super heavy tones and good tones. I use this with like a good bass simulator from Neural DSP. I think it was like the Dark Glass or whatever. Killer. Dude, it was like killer. And I don't even have that great of like studio monitors. And let me tell you, this thing put out some screaming sounds. This bass is going to be mine. I don't call it mine yet because the deal has simply not been completed. But I love this thing, and I would be sad to let it go. Obviously, it is what it is, you know. Like it's not he didn't have the room for it at the time, and now he's got, you know, stuff figured out, and he's got the room. So, you know, it's up to him. If he wants to sell it, I'm more than glad to take it. If he wants to keep it for himself, obviously it's his. But I love this thing, and it's at least being played here. So that's everything. I mean, there's the drum set and stuff, which one day, you know, I'll have my brother come over. I want to get my brother over here. My brother's been a big part of my music. I don't want to say career, because that's not the right word. It's not a career. I don't make money. I do this because I love it, because I have a big passion for it. And I've taken breaks over the years, but I feel like something's different this time. Like, I really like doing this again, and it's fun. So I want to get my brother in here. My brother's an amazing drummer. One of 2 drummers that I know. Yeah, 2 drummers. The other guy is my buddy Justin Sadler. Kid kills it on drums. So, yeah. I kind of refused to play with anyone else besides my brother. But I made an exception because Justin's so good. But, like, it was always so hard. Like, I just had so much respect. There's so much respect between me and my brother with being musicians, because we've grown up being able, so when we sucked to like now, where we read each other's minds when we play together, and we just have played together for, you know, almost 2 decades. Like, think about that. Almost 2 decades, me and my brother played music together. So, it's crazy. So I want to get him over, interview him. He does a lot of stage work and stuff. We worked at the Chance together. Like, that was our thing. And we have some good stories. So I want to try to get everyone together and do that. But that'll all be a different video. This was a long video, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up. Give it a like. Give it a subscribe. I'm trying to build the channel. It's going slow. Like I said, we're going to try to change direction and go more towards guitar music stuff, just because it's like, it's more fun, and there's more of a variety, and I feel like a lot more people are into that type of thing, especially now with everything going on. Like, people are like resorting to doing stuff like that. So I think it would be great. So yeah, like I said, give it a like, get a subscribe, do the dinga bell thing, maboober, and then you'll know when I do a video. So it's been a while. This is my second video that I put out since I kind of had a break, and then I'm going to keep doing them. I want to do some live streams and play some videos. I got it all set up so when I play my guitar, it's going to sound great. I have it all mic'd, my cab all mic'd up and everything, so it's really going to sound good for you guys. I got, you know, a good condenser mic, which I'm talking to now, which doesn't sound horrible, but it's not great, but it's better than a computer mic, so I look forward to doing a lot of things. I have like a lot of excitement backing me for guitar and stuff right now, and I want to keep going. I don't want it to die out. I do miss dirt bikes, but it's like right now my head is just not in that game. Like, and I don't know what it is. Like I said, it's more health issues. Anything. I do not want to ride until I get 100% healthy, which I'm in the process of doing. I'm just not healthy as my body wasn't healthy for a little while, and but we're doing great. So I look forward to getting on the bike, practicing and riding for fun. I want to go up to 80K and stuff, but right now I'm having a lot of fun with this music stuff. So we're gonna do some more stuff for you guys, and I hope you enjoy. Spread the word, share it, tell your friends, say there's this like weird dude that has some cool guitars. Tell them to watch the video. I appreciate it. We'll talk to you later, guys. Stay safe, alright? If you have any questions or anything, let me know. I can answer anything. I love helping, so let me know, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.